Hey, welcome to Dripping Stone Podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
And I'm Kyle.
You're...
Never makes sense when I say it and I don't hear myself. Wait a minute.
You gotta have the mic in front of your face, bud.
No, it works right here. Try it again.
Hey, welcome to the Dripping Stone Podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
And I'm Kyle.
Kyle.
Hey,
buddy, how's it going?
oh, so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Today's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday again.
It is. You know, I keep finding you and I here on a Wednesday.
That's how we do it.
That's how we've done it for Kyle. At this point, over 3 years.
Incredible.
Yeah, we are like 2 or 3 episodes deep into year 4 at this point, man.
Yeah, man.
Like how did we get here?
We just keep doing it. We just keep showing up and like putting in the effort and reaping the rewards, if you will.
I will, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
And Kyle, today,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've been outside lately.
Not in the past couple hours.
Well, currently as we record this,
Yep.
there's a little bit of a storm a brewing.
Yeah,
In fact,
there is.
The last couple of episodes we recorded as a hurricane is heading in our direction.
Yeah, a compilation, if you will.
What?
Of
Oh,
episodes.
like we've done. Yeah. This is episode 3 of 3.
Yeah.
And you are in the same shirt. I'm in the same shirt, but don't worry. I've got a different hat.
He's on it, guys.
That's how you know it's a different episode,
I'm
Kyle.
gonna start bringing more shirts. I really am.
You should. No, that should be a thing. Like I just changed my hat and you stay the same.
I don't like it. I want in on that game.
Listen.
You're a different hat each time.
Yeah, but
I'm a different
honestly, like I only wear 2 colored shirts. It's either blue or black.
don't. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
It makes sense for you that you would have on the same shirt. It doesn't make sense that I'd have on the same shirt.
Anyway, Kyle, this is our second episode into our 4th year.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It really is.
And around this time of year, you know what I start hankering for?
What's that?
I start like hankering for fall.
Okay. Sure.
Autumn.
Yeah,
The
because
autumnal
like
season.
the economy at large keeps telling us that it's fall, but here in Florida we don't really know it.
Okay. Officially, fall starts what? July 5th?
Sure.
According to the economy.
I mean, we just hit the autumnal equinox.
Oh, yeah.
just a few days ago.
As of when we're recording.
As when we're recording.
Yep.
Because
It
here we
happens
are playing that freaking time game again.
It happens around my birthday every year.
Yeah, right on it.
Yeah. Around this time of year, I start getting in that fall mood, which is like I wake up in the morning and here in Florida, it's a crisp 78 instead of a crisp 85 at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. All of a sudden, everything turns orange and pumpkin spiced everywhere.
It does.
Yeah.
And you walk outside and it doesn't feel pumpkin spice
Doesn't
at all.
match. Yeah, no. It just still feels like summer sunscreen weather.
Right. Well, I mean, it's well known that here in Florida, we've got 2 seasons. Summer.
And summer junior.
Right. And
That's totally like taking credit from like another creator.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, summer
It's
junior.
really good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Summer and summer junior.
Yeah. Well, I know like you and I have talked about that it's summer and like it's hot as hell and like just a little bit less hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we get a brief reprise like in January, February.
Yeah. There's one reprieval day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of that to say that as I kind of engage in the autumnal equinox, as you said, I want to start drinking quote unquote fall beers.
Same.
And fall beers to me are 2 kind of categories of beer.
Man, that's such a great concept. Like that really is like the Florida autumn is not a physical I can feel it thing.
No.
It's a palate flavor experience that
sure.
really lets you know you're in fall.
Right. Yeah. And for us, it tends to happen like early September, maybe late August.
Yep.
Of like the fall stuff starts rolling out.
Yeah,
You know,
starts to flip the switch.
you go to the big coffee companies. You got that PSL,
Right.
that pumpkin spice latte.
Yep.
You go to the local grocery stores. You got some pumpkin bread.
Yeah, Publix.
Yeah. You got some pumpkin donuts.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, and it's delicious.
And you gotta dive into it.
Sure. And then
Face first. right into it. Sorry.
Everyone on YouTube could see that. Nobody else could see that.
It's good.
Just you smacking your face on the mic. Also, the fall beers.
The fall beers.
Yeah.
A Dreppenstone staple.
Absolutely. And I think fall beers fall into two categories.
Cute.
Yeah, thanks. I came up with that on my own.
Nice.
Last year, we separated these two categories into Oktoberfest and pumpkin beers.
Yeah, same day.
Yeah.
2 episodes.
Yeah, where we did 8 Oktoberfest and 6 pumpkin beers.
Yeah.
Today, Kyle, however,
day.
oh, buddy, today we are combining the fall beers together. The fall stars have aligned,
Yeah.
and we are combining fall beers.
Indeed.
So we're gonna do a couple Oktoberfest, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do a couple pumpkin beers, and we're gonna call it the fall beer mashup. What do you think?
Smash it all into one episode. How could it go wrong? The 3rd episode of the recording day. Brilliant.
when neither of us have work tomorrow, and
Yeah, why not?
And
Hurricanes coming in.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
could go wrong?
Throw caution to the wind.
It's gonna come back and hit you in the face.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do this. Let's crack into a couple fall beers
Yep.
and just talk about fall.
Shoot the shit about fall.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. So we grabbed our beers.
Indeed, we did.
Look at this spread that we've got.
It's really pretty and really scary at the same time.
I want to count 2, 4, 6, 8 beers.
Yeah.
We've got 4 Oktoberfests
Indeed, we do.
and 4 pumpkin ales.
It's like we planned it that way. But
But
I know we didn't.
we did
Because
not.
I was not involved
No.
in planning.
And planning is not something that's in the Dreppenstone repertoire. But there's a lot going on here. Look at how beautiful this is. This is fantastic.
Hell of a lineup.
It really, truly is. So you want me to run through them real quick?
Yeah, we'll talk about them briefly.
Okay, I'm going to go through 4. You go through 4. All right?
Okay.
We're going to start with the Sam Adams Festbier.
Have you had it?
Have not.
I have,
You don't seem
have.
confident.
but it doesn't stick out.
Okay.
Next.
Then we're going to go with the Elysian Punkaccino I've had.
That's fantastic.
It really is. Then we're going to move over to Germany with a German beer, the Erdinger,
Yeah.
the Oktoberfest.
I love Erdinger.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely love it.
Then we're going to go to a perennial favorite,
Yeah.
the Schlafly.
I love how these two ended up next to
I
each
know.
other. We've got the favorite from last year in the pumpkin ale category
The Schlafly Pumpkin Ale.
and a perennial favorite,
Correct.
the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Then where are we going?
After that, we've got the Shipyard Pumpkinhead that we've never featured somehow, but it's
No.
like the quintessential pumpkin ale, I feel like.
Yeah, it is.
We've got the Yuengling Oktoberfest.
Okay.
I haven't had, so no reference point there. We've got the Sam Adams Jacko
Pumpkin Ale.
Pumpkin
Have we done that
Ale.
before?
We did. We did that
Okay.
last year.
I
That was,
thought
in our,
so.
that was in our pumpkin
I
lineup.
thought so. This is a spread.
Yeah. I mean, this is an annual.
Must do.
Yeah, for sure. For what we do here at Dreppenstone.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
We start drinking
Good call.
and talk about the beers and talk about the fall.
Yeah, this time of year, like what does this time of year conjure up for you?
Okay. Can we start with the beer first?
Indeed.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, glass. Thank you. Another glass. Thank you.
Shall we fill them?
Yes, we shall. Ooh, I just doused myself in beer.
Like you do.
Can I have your glass, sir? Thank you.
Please, sir. Do the thing.
We're not going full pours here, Kyle, because we got 8 beers to get through.
Yeah, we'll finish those pours off momentarily.
All right, the Sam Adams Festbier. So, do you know what separates a fest beer from an Oktoberfest?
I do not.
Okay, I will tell you.
What's that?
It's really the malt. Like an Oktoberfest is very malt heavy. It tends to be a little bit malt forward.
Sure.
A fest beer looks more like a light lager, but it is a lager that is enjoyed around Oktoberfest. So, like, to be fair, Oktoberfest kind of beers are lagers too, but the difference is the type of malt used. If you were to place this particular fest beer against the Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and you'll see this later, but the Oktoberfest is definitely darker.
Yeah, right off the bat, I can tell. Like,
Yeah.
color-wise, doesn't look like an Oktoberfest.
Correct. It's just the malt being used. That's really the big difference.
Okay. So is that going to be an issue of flavor in any way?
Yes, in that the flavor of an Oktoberfest is going to be a little darker.
Okay.
If that makes sense. A little more.
So this might be a little
earthy.
fresher.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Perfect. All right. Shall we get into it?
Okay.
Yeah. On the nose, really light and airy, fresh.
It is light, but I'm surprised knowing that there's not as much malt. I'm
Well, I think it's a difference between. I'm not saying that there's not as much malt, but like one is more toasted, roasty malt,
Gotcha.
and one is more like lighter.
okay.
the Oktoberfest beers tend to be roastier malts.
Because like nosing this, it does have a bit of malt, but it's not.
Oh yeah.
It definitely loses that dark element.
Exactly.
But I guess I was more surprised at like how much sweetness there's still involved.
Yeah, and so whatever malt that the Sam Adams company is using, it is going to impart a lot of sweetness, and you're going to get a lot of sweetness on the palate too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sweetness, but it's not like a dark roasty sweet. Where it's almost a difference between like a dark wheat bread and like white bread.
Sure.
Like it's still bread. You still
Right.
get some of the sweetness from the bread, but like
Right.
you get a dark like wheat bread, like a brown bread, and it's definitely like a different kind of sweet.
Right.
It's refreshing too. It's really super light.
Yeah. Not like a huge flavor punch.
Right.
Everything's kind of subdued on the palate. Yeah, refreshing is probably like the quintessential word there.
Yeah. It says the Fest and Festbier means the barley and hops have been gathered and our growers have their first moment to celebrate another successful harvest. What do they reach for? Festbier, a little more malty, a little more hoppy, brewed to enjoy and relax. Than like a regular lager is what they're trying to say.
Totally.
So this Festbier comes in at 5.8.
5.8.
5.8. There's not a whole lot of complexity.
Not a whole lot of complexity in like volume of flavor. I'd put it on like 3 or a 4.
Oh, out of 10 or 11? Yeah.
Yeah, out of the 17.
just checking. Right. What is your metric here?
I don't know how you do it on your end, but like on mine, it's like usually out of 10.
So 13, 14, who knows? It depends on the day. So 3 out of 11, huh?
3 out of 17.
Got it.
Simmered. Yeah, no, it's muted.
It's even.
It's controlled.
That's good. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah,
Controlled.
It's just nice and even. Nice beer.
Let me ask you this.
Yep. I've got an idea.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking we do a Festbier / Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Then we do a pumpkin. We pause.
Okay.
We think about it.
All right.
Let it brew.
Okay.
And then
Ooh,
in that moment of hesitation,
Uh-huh.
we contemplate fall.
Okay.
What does it mean to you?
I'm for it.
What do you think about? What does it conjure in your soul?
Conjure
Yeah.
in souls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not in your shoes, just inside of you, in your chest.
Oh, that okay.
What does
I'm
fall
not,
bring
I'm
up?
currently not wearing shoes if you must
Yeah,
know.
no, you free. You're
Yeah.
free down there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's just what I'm thinking.
Okay.
After
I'm for
every
it.
couple, and then at the end of it, we can come back and dabble and poke around.
See what's
and,
what. So then let's move to the, here, we're going to do this not in like true tasting style. We're just going to put it in the same glass.
Yeah, we are.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
All
the
right.
thing.
Let's go to the Elysian Punkaccino. What do you think?
I think that's a good call.
All right, here we go. Ready? Oh, that one didn't go everywhere.
No,
Yeah, that was pretty
Controlled.
nice though. So this is actually I featured this on a pour with Drep or Stone
a pour
on
with
Patreon.
Drip or Stone.
Yeah, this is a coffee pumpkin ale with a Stumptown coffee.
So what is Stumptown? I heard you mention that a couple of times. in
Yeah,
that
it is
video.
a coffee roastery kind of in the Pacific Northwest. You got it in like the Portland, Seattle area. Yeah, that's it. We're going light pours as we said, Kyle. All right, man, on the nose. Ooh.
Bro, you give that a little swirl.
I know.
Throw that in the nostril.
We're using tulip-shaped glasses here,
Yeah.
just so that we can kind of like collect the aromas.
Yeah, and they're full force.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
this one.
that is delightful. All right, so I'm getting right away. I just get coffee, black coffee.
I
But,
don't get black coffee.
No,
I get coffee and equal amounts of sugar.
no. I get like black coffee and then like sugar or like baking spices. That second note.
Yeah, no, I feel like that molassesy
Ooh,
brown sugar note is equally balanced with the coffee.
it's tickling my nose. I might need to sneeze. Woo, woo. Okay.
But yeah, no, this one like automatically drops the temperature in the room by like 10 degrees.
It really does. This screams fall. Like the
Yeah.
Fest beer to me is like, all right, we're heading into fall. It's still late summer.
Yeah.
But this, man, like I honestly couldn't ask for a better switch.
Yeah.
Like, that is
Yeah, that
Oh.
Sam Adams Festbier is like early September.
Right.
This is mid-October.
easy.
all day long.
You got some of that PSL, that pumpkin spice latte aspect there.
It's got some elements.
A little bit of clove, a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon.
It's in there.
But it's not overwhelming. And I really like that. But look at this. This is a pumpkin ale, man. And this thing is dark.
Yeah, impressively dark.
Like it is almost coffee dark.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think you can call it. It's coffee dark.
You there? All right. Shall we Shall we try it?
Shall we?
Sippy, sippy. Enough sniffy, sniffy. More snippy. Less sniffy, sniffy. More sippy, sippy.
I agree.
Okay. Oh, buddy. That. Yeah.
There's a magical combination happening there.
I can tell you what. It's the coffee element that I really love out of this.
Yeah. I don't know how we've failed to have this one on the podcast
I don't know.
in years past. Because we've done Night Owl.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of times, maybe.
And I think the Punkaccino has been out just about as long as Night Owl. Maybe not quite as long, but they put in that pumpkin pack, and it's delicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually correct my statement. This is not mid-October. This is full on November.
Yeah, I can see
this
that.
is a darker month.
Yeah,
It's
a little bit it's a lot of bit crisp outside unless you're here in Florida.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. It might even be hints of snow. It's starting
just
to snow.
Touch, a little dusting.
Yeah, it's not quite winter.
Yeah,
it's still fall, but just a sprinkle.
Yeah, it's still in that fall month, but yeah, you're getting into that realm. It's so dark,
but it's easy going. It's
right.
Dark. There's a lot to think about with regard to flavor, but it's easy drinking. This comes in at 6 even. 6 even, yeah.
6 even. Little bump up.
Just a tad.
Just a touch, but
you don't notice.
I feel like it tastes darker and it tastes heavier.
Ooh.
But it doesn't match that in the palate necessarily. In the mouthfeel.
Right. It tastes that way, but it doesn't drink that way.
Right. Just freaking delightful.
That is one of my new favorite fall beers.
Yeah. That's the beer you want Thanksgiving morning.
You're not wrong.
Right,
yeah, you're not wrong. I don't want something super brooding and dark and heavy. I want something that's going to be easy going.
You got a big day ahead of you.
Oh yeah.
So you got to keep it somewhat light.
Sure. Yeah, you don't want to go too big too quick. But that is great. That is fantastic beer.
It really is.
I am a fan of that.
All right.
Yeah.
Moment of hesitation.
Sure.
We've had a Festbier. We've had a Punkaccino. So I think the flavors are fully pronounced at this point.
Sure.
It's fall.
Yep.
What does fall necessarily? What does that conjure for you? What is the season of fall?
Flavor wise?
No, just kind of more or less just in general.
Okay. So for me, there's a distinct difference between what I want fall to be and what fall is around here.
Sure.
So what I think fall honestly is very akin to that trip that we took last year to Vermont.
Totally.
Leaves are changing.
Yep.
And the weather is starting to get crispy.
Temperatures are dropping.
Temperatures dropping.
Yep.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's cold, but to me, fall screams sweater weather.
Right.
And I love a good sweater.
Do you really?
I do.
No kidding.
Yeah, I like wearing sweaters. Cable knit sweaters, man. Ain't nothing better than a cable.
Sweater.
Yeah. Ain't nothing better than a chonky sweater. You know what I'm saying? Chonky. You're not wearing full coat.
Yeah.
You're not wearing parka because it's Florida. You're never wearing a parka.
Just a pullover.
Yeah, just a pullover. And if you need to take it off, you can. But I like sweaters.
Yeah.
And for me, that kind of, it's just cold enough where take the edge off, wear a sweater.
Right.
And why I like the cable knit sweater, and I know this is not necessarily where we're going, it's because it's that knit that's it allows some breathability.
Holes in my sweater.
Correct.
Have you heard that?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. I see where you're going.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Okay. What about for you?
Yeah, no, same. I think there's always that first day that gives you just that nip.
Yep.
That we don't get until December. But in other parts of the world, they just had it. I just talked to my mother the other day in North Alabama, and they just got it there. They had that first day of temperatures that were the highs were in the low 70s and the lows were in the creeping down into the upper 50s.
Yeah.
And it's just that first day that you get it that's just
right.
Here we go.
And it's always that first day is always fleeting too. You get it and then it's hot 2 days.
Oh
later.
Yeah. It's just a moment, but it's just here comes what is fall and the holidays and all of it just smashed together, and that first moment is what gives you that anticipation of here comes the best time of year.
Here comes the fun season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say right off the bat, I think fall might be my favorite season.
Oh yeah, no, fall is my spirit season for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I really I appreciate winter and like the darkness and the coldness and the scotch. I really like spring. Like my wardrobe is predominantly spring.
It is.
You know, definitely like spring as well.
I see the colors.
Summer, we live in Florida.
This might be the darkest shirt you own.
Dude, I just got this and it's brand new and I've worn it for 3 episodes now. You gotta absolutely appreciate spring, living where we live. Summer, living where we live, being this close to beaches and cruise ships and things. Like that's like an absolute quintessential aspect of like living here. But fall, and I think it might just be the absence.
I was gonna say, I think it's the absence of fall
what makes us appreciate
that we really don't get one. Yeah, because like around here, kids are trick or treating and just pouring sweat.
Yeah, like, well, to be fair, I've gone trick or treating with my kids.
It's been crisp.
Within the past 10 years.
Yeah,
where there's been like years where it was like, no, we got to go home because they were too cold.
Sure,
it can happen.
Yeah, but it's rare. It's rare.
Very
for
rare.
the most part, like you're pouring sweat,
but
and kids are trick or treating.
That's the memories that I have of being younger, trick or treating, of like it being cold,
right,
and like running from house to house just to like keep your blood flowing because it's like freaking cold out here.
Yeah, now for me it was always like, what costume can I put on that's not going to drip off of me? Like
I was Tarzan 6 years in a row just because it was the loincloth.
Exactly. Couldn't really pull it off very well. My midsection was not. I was not Brendan Fraser ready, like early 2000s Brendan Fraser. No, I wasn't that.
Jungle.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I didn't know anything with makeup. Like, man, one year I was a freaking vampire and like just makeup just dripping.
First house.
Off
What
of
are you, a zombie?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
Sure. All right. Well, you want to move on to another beer?
Moving on.
Okay. Let's go with the Erdinger.
My dude.
Yeah?
This is a great one.
Okay. I'm looking for... I've never had this. Not the Oktoberfest.
Erdinger is my dunkel of choice.
Right.
I love the Erdinger dunkel.
Here we go.
Hold up!
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so this is the Erdinger. This is brewed in Bavaria, Kyle. You know what we didn't make happen this year?
Not yet. But it's
coming?
It's on the to-do list.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Festbier to Festbier. Well, similar look.
Okay, so and that's a good point. Like, so the St. Adams Festbier versus the Erdinger Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest, yeah, but let me explain.
Okay.
Oktoberfest beer also includes this kind of wider range of beers. Like if you were to go to the Munich Oktoberfest,
sure,
you're not necessarily going to get the dark Sam Adams type of Oktoberfest.
Gotcha.
You're going to get more of the Erdinger Oktoberfest.
Indeed.
And that's just because of the traditional nature of the beer.
Which I just saw. I was watching some TikToks earlier this morning that like this was the first Munich Oktoberfest since everything being crazy.
Right.
And they're loving it over there.
Good.
Like it looked amazing. And fair enough. This is what the beer looked like in those huge
the beer
3-gallon,
the beer halls. Oh, the jugs or the boots.
Fucking
Sorry,
steins.
I'm putting names.
They looked like
an
this.
asshole.
No, you're good.
Okay.
That's what they looked like. It looked like this type of beer.
Easy drinking.
Well, they just, they were light. They were not
right.
They were not like you're saying. They were not like the dark Oktoberfest that we look at.
So this Erdinger Festbier, it's not in German, but it's brewed. Well, it is German, but it's the bottle words aren't in German, Kyle. It's brewed all naturally using traditional bottle fermentation. It's never pasteurized. Thank you for enjoying it. Well, you're welcome.
You're more than welcome.
It's a product of Germany, so says the bottle, and it is 5.7. All right.
So yeah, nice light wheat.
Yeah.
In the glass.
But on the nose, again, malty.
Yeah.
Malty, as I want it.
Fresh.
And bright, too. Like, there's not a malty, like, dark malty nature.
Yeah.
Which I really like.
Perhaps like a citrusy
kind of yeah, just
lemony note.
Lemony note.
Yeah.
I like that lemony note. Shall we?
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. That is, you know what? That's even better than the Oktoberfest or the Sam Adams Festbier. Wow. You know why? It's the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
very full.
Yep. Full, but not heavy. Mm-hmm. Just enough malty sweetness. Like, I feel like I could crush a lot of these and not be weighed down at all.
Right.
Like, I want some schnitzel. I want some spätzle.
Yep.
Want some
strudel.
Yeah, what's nice about that is that you could very easily crush a fair amount of that and be just fine.
You really could. And like, I'm really surprised how similar those are. the Festbier and that Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the Oktoberfest pumps up the volume on the flavors by like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and like the nice rounded malty flavors too. Yeah. And that's okay, so far, even though as much as I love the Punkaccino, I that Erdinger Oktoberfest, that is the best of the 3 thus far.
It depends on the mood.
That's not fair. That is not a fair comparison. Let me retract that. The Erdinger Oktoberfest is the better of the two fest beers we've had so far.
I would definitely agree with that.
Because the Sam Adams is just a little heavier.
Indeed. And it just kind of depends on the mood for me if I were deciding between the Punkaccino and the Erdinger.
And I think, like, to be fair, like, because these are fall beers, these are dramatically different styles.
Right.
So, like, you don't consume these in the same way.
Right.
All right. Shall we move to our second pumpkin beer?
Yeah. Schlafly.
Schlafly?
I think it's Schlafly.
We decided on this, and then we were like, who cares?
Well, I've got, all right. You just flicking me off?
I did, but I didn't mean to.
First of all, my sister lives in St. Louis.
Sure.
I've been to Schlafly.
So have I.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You actually went to the brewery, not just the tap house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I've also got a friend at work that is from St. Louis. And she said that they used to go to Schlafly every Saturday.
Okay.
And we were having a conversation the other day, and it was Schlafly. I said Schlafly.
Yeah.
And she said Schlafly.
Schlafly. Okay.
And I was like, okay, Schlafly it is.
I like Schlafly. I'm going to go tell the other way.
Schlafly.
All right, here we go. This is the St. Louis brewery, Schlafly.
This was the winner of our pumpkin beer last year.
Then, in fact, when I went to Schlafly, when I went there, we talked about how great this pumpkin beer was.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 stickers around their brewery, and they said, yeah, that is the beer that we're known for.
Right.
So here we go again. Schlafly pumpkin ale blends spices of the harvest with full-bodied sweetness for a beer that tastes like pumpkin pie.
Man, I'm so happy you found this.
Yeah. Here we go.
Gorgeous.
I know. May I pour you some?
If you don't mind, sir. Just the damn color of it.
There you are.
It has an orange tint to it.
I'm going to pour some for me.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, brother, look at that color. That color is
that is fantastic. That is exactly what you'd expect.
That is what you want
a
pumpkin beer to look like.
Now,
goddamn, it looks like a pumpkin pie.
It
got
does.
The fucking whipped cream on top.
Legit. Yeah, this is exactly what you would expect a pumpkin pie beer. Now, I want to be fair. I think this is pumpkin pie beer. Like the label says, this is not a pumpkin ale.
Right.
This is pumpkin pie beer.
Right.
It is a dessert in a glass.
Yeah.
It is. You ready for this? Hold on to your butt. It's 8%.
Is it really?
It really is.
Was it last year?
It was too, yeah.
No kidding.
Or pretty close to it, yeah.
Wow. I don't remember that.
Oh, dude, smell it. Smell that.
I wonder if they like pumped it up.
Gosh. That is like...
There's a lot of potpourri. There's a lot of potpourri. It's almost like it's a Bath and Body Works experience.
But in like the right fall way.
There is a lovely... It's not just the pumpkin pie filling.
Right.
It's also got that pie crust.
It's the I think we said that last year. Okay, can I say something real quick though? Think Coca-Cola and smell it. It kind of smells like a Coke.
I get what you're saying. There are elements of that, like
I don't know.
dark soda.
Like, the last couple of times I've had this, I'm like, that smells like kind of like a Coke.
Yeah, I could almost even go like root beer.
Yeah, maybe even root beer. All right, but it's the crust too. You're right. It's like
that crust note.
It's not only that; it's a crust and it's a whipped cream on top.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, I'm going in. Oh my god. Yeah, that is.
I don't think it could be done better.
That is what you want.
That is fall in a glass.
100% so. Like there is. Oh my gosh.
I watched a TikTok the other day that was a Costco.
Oh, so good. Sorry.
It was a Costco, and it's like easily like 50 feet of table that they load, probably like 7, 8 high of pumpkin pies, and they just like do a time lapse of them disappearing,
right,
and reloading it and then disappearing again. I don't know why, but that just like hopped in my brain.
This is delightful. Like if you are around a place where you can buy this, you
Yeah.
should buy at least a case.
Yeah,
If you are someone who loves fall beers, because this is
festive as fuck.
that is the way to say it. In fact, that's on the bottle. Did you? I didn't read that earlier, but yeah, there
No
it is.
shit.
Ale brewed with pumpkin and spice is added. Festive as fuck. Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
actually on the bottle. Yeah, weird.
I mean, it conjures it. It's not surprising.
It really does. Like, that is incredible. Man, that is so good.
It's like spot on.
It also has apple cider notes too.
Yeah,
Like
there's
that, like-
a little bit of a tannin-y
Yeah.
bite to it, and
Sweet.
and enough of like it still tastes like beer.
Yeah.
It's not like completely overrun.
Exactly.
It's just the perfect balance.
In all the right ways. Like, this literally, like, every fall note you can think of, check. Perfect. I feel bad for putting it right in the middle because now everything else has to stand up to this. But
Well-
to be fair, there are different beer styles
Yeah,
here.
it is what it is.
You got a next fall question?
My next fall question is more of an observance
Okay.
that is personally relevant to this
Ooh.
time of year.
Okay.
So I don't know if it has that same significance to you.
We'll find out.
But for me, a quintessential aspect of this time of year
Yeah.
is college football. I grew up in Alabama, and it's ingrained.
Yeah.
It's a very integral part. It's
who you are.
just as important as anything else, and you're just absolutely you're brought up to
Inculcated.
it. What's the word?
Inculcated.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I know.
but I forgot it.
Yeah. You said something different that I had to take out.
You're just absolutely brought up in it, and I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now when I was
Ooh.
younger.
Ooh.
I actually have a much better appreciation for it now because
Yeah.
having graduated from other universities from which I support within that sport and learning different
That's the right way to say that, by the way.
and like learning different traditions and things like that, and being open to different traditions at different universities, and understanding how like it's just as important everywhere as it was there.
Yeah.
Kind of that it's such an enriching thing that like I love it, and like that completely says fall to me
Yeah.
is Saturday mornings watching College Game Day and completely looking forward to a day full of college football.
Right. I do not share that. I understand your love for it. As your friend, I love that you love it. You know what though? I didn't grow up in a big football family. Like
Right.
we weren't actually a big. And I think we've talked about this at some point. We weren't a big sports family. In fact, I don't really know any of my family that is. That's not to say like I love going to sporting events.
Right.
Like,
It's interesting because you've grown up and you are a sport lover.
yeah, like I play sports. I played sports when I was younger. I like watching some sports, but like College Game Day and football was never a thing.
Right.
I played 1 year of football when I was in like first grade. And I broke my arm.
Bummer.
Not related to football. That was just me being
Oh, okay.
stupid. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Jumping off of things I shouldn't have been jumping off of. Anyway,
Offensive lineman.
no, not that. But I totally get it. Like growing up in this area where football is akin to a religion, especially in this part of the South,
Right.
And here in Florida especially, like I get it. I'm always enamored with those people like yourself who are like diehard football fans,
Right.
Because not that I want to be a diehard football fan, but it's like, wow, I appreciate it. Like you love this thing so much, not just a specific team, but like this thing.
Right.
And if we're out at a restaurant, let's say we go to a sports bar kind of place and there's college football on and people are like rooting for it, I always pick like whatever team everybody else is rooting for, or I pick the opposite team. And like, let's say you go to the sports bar and you're eating wings and everybody's for the University of East Mississippi.
Right.
Is that a school?
I don't think so.
Cool. So everyone's for the University of East Mississippi.
Right.
All right. They're rooting hard for it. And then everyone else is for the University of East Miami. That's not a school. I do know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the University of East Miami because the entire team or the entire restaurant is for the University of East Mississippi.
Right.
So I'm gonna be the guy who's like, yeah, when they do something stupid or fun. Like that's me.
I think there's always the intrigue of the underdog.
Oh yeah,
and like
sure.
any time that like there is a clear expected winner,
Right.
Especially if you have no stake in the game.
Yeah.
That's always your general kind of like, oh, it'd be fantastic if the little guy could pull this off,
Correct.
And that's already happened like 2 or 3 times this season, even though we're only like 4 weeks into it. Yeah. Like Appalachian State just beat, I think Texas A&M the other day. That's a huge an Appalachian State.
Where is that?
I want to say somewhere in the Virginias, but I'm totally not sure about that.
They got schools in Appalachia?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
I mean, Appalachian State is known for this.
Oh.
It's what they do. They're a little dog in a big dog field.
Sure.
I don't know. They beat Michigan a decade, 15 years ago or
I
so.
think
And
it's
that's
North Carolina.
What?
Appalachia State.
Is in North Carolina?
I think it's North Carolina.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry.
You know more than I do.
I don't. Don't put that on me. Are you looking it up? You're looking it up. You need to know. I love this.
I'm just curious
What's at stake?
now.
What's at stake?
Appalachian.
What's at stake?
Appalachian State.
No. You say what's at stake first. You already looked it up. Stop looking it up. Stop.
Yeah. Boone, North Carolina.
You're welcome.
That's what they do.
Right.
Is they spoil. There's lots of teams that are like that. There's Troy University in Alabama that comes out and beats a big team usually every couple of years. And you love to see it.
I do.
You absolutely love to see that.
Legitimately, I do.
Yeah, for sure, because it beats all expectations.
Yeah.
And it's just a much better story.
Well, and
everybody would rather see that. Nobody cares about the big dog beating that team because it's expected.
Right.
But whenever they do reach up and they smack that big dog, it's like, ha ha, fantastic.
Yeah. And I am
You
someone
hate it if you're on that team,
but
but everybody else loves it.
I'm someone like I don't mind watching football. Like I actually enjoy watching football because there's that like kind of rugged, kind of violent aspect of like, oh, that guy just like ran over that guy. And
right.
I admit I do like that. But I think because I didn't grow up in that sphere, like for me, there's nothing that like I don't feel like a diehard fan of anything, which also is a really interesting position to be in because that means I can like whoever I want in that moment.
Right. Well, I mean, in my aspect, like I absolutely love the Crimson Tide.
Sure.
I love Alabama. Yeah. Love watching them win. But I don't look at it as like I'm a diehard. Like last year, got into a bit of an argument with my family because I said I would love to see Georgia win.
Ooh.
Because Alabama's had so much success, and as a fan of college football,
right?
Not just as a fan of Alabama.
Sure.
As a fan of college football, I would enjoy seeing Georgia, who is this team that's only won, at that point in time, one national championship ever back in the 80s.
Right.
Like, how cool for their fan base, for their fans, for their everybody in that state to have the pride of appreciating this team and what they've done. And their head coach used to coach at Alabama, and we loved that guy when he was at Alabama. How cool for him to go to his alma mater and win a national championship. Like, that's the best thing that could happen. And my family was like, you're dead to us. We're never watching college football with you ever again.
That's where I have the problem with college football.
Like, come on, like this is that'd be so cool for them.
Which I think like there is a certain like college football breeds that. It breeds like this. It's kind of like
sports. That's fandom.
Well, sure, but like almost more than like normal fandom. It's like this is religion.
I don't know, bro.
Okay,
like look at soccer, like look at actual football, like they've actually
baseball,
had like Yankees, Red Sox, like
wars.
It's stuff that it's like unless you're in it, you don't really understand how severe it is.
And I don't understand. You're right.
And so, like to me, like because I understand some of the college football rivalry, like I can understand it in other realms.
Which is a great segue to open some more beer.
Is it?
It is. Can I make a suggestion?
What's that?
You want to open the next pour?
I will.
Okay. Let me give you the opener.
For you, sir.
Thanks.
I mean, I would say if there is a more quintessential
Nick beer?
Nick beer,
Yeah.
more revered here at Drippenstone,
Uh-huh.
I don't think there is
I
one.
was going to say, I don't think there is one.
This is the beer.
Yeah, I agree.
The Drip and Stone beer.
It's the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
The Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that was with authority. I liked it.
Got to do it right if you're going to do it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. There we go.
Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Now, look at the difference here. You get the roasty, toasty, malty notes. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, this is more on par with that Schlafly.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely darker.
Yeah.
You definitely get the malty, the roasty, toasty, malty notes.
Yeah, definitely more of a toasted element to that nose.
Yeah, in like the best way possible. Nothing to me screams fall more than like seeing Oktoberfest Sam Adams on the shelf. I've made that well known.
Yeah.
Even though I think last year this did not win by any means.
No, it didn't.
I think it was like at the end.
Yes, the bottom.
Okay, so to be fair, this is clearly not my favorite Oktoberfest,
But there's nothing wrong with that.
in the blind anyway, it was not my favorite Oktoberfest.
And a blind, but I think, at the same
nostalgia
time,
says.
yeah, nostalgia and just, tastes of the individual on any given day can
Right.
absolutely overreign any blind.
Correct. And on the palate, man, what I love about this is it's light in mouthfeel, but it's big in flavor. Like it is so roasty, malty notes, man, it's delicious. But this, to be fair, is a beer that like even now I drink like if I have to, I'm good. Like not have to drink, but like have to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I'm good. Not because the ABV on this is what? Maybe 6 even? Oh, 5.3, even
5.3.
lower. Yeah. It's not that. It's really like it sits heavy. It's a heavy sitting beer.
Yeah. To me, it screams fall. Late October, roasty, toasty notes, like some roasted vegetables, crisp evening outside.
Right.
That's what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's nothing that you can really argue about it.
No, and it's just, it's...
And what do you, I mean, do you think like year to year, batch to batch?
It shifts a little bit? I think it does. I think all beers do.
Like, I feel like I remember in that conversation last year talking about there was like a fake sweetness.
Correct.
And like,
And
I
don't
really
get that.
don't get much of a sweetness at all on this right
No.
now. It's just screaming
Malty.
nice malty beer.
I mean, I do think that beers will shift from year to year, especially when you have a seasonal release like this.
Right.
I mean, maybe slightly.
It has to.
I think it has to, but like
in terms of like what grain you're able to get that year, what kind of yield you
Right.
had, like it's obviously got to change.
Yeah.
This to me has a much more prominent bitter than it did last year.
Yeah, I agree. And this is exactly what I like out of the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Yeah. All right, you want to move on to the
Super
Shipyard Pumpkinhead?
Oh man, Shipyard Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
To me, in my beer journey,
Yeah.
this is the pumpkin beer.
Ooh.
This is like
Even more than the Schlafly?
just in terms of when the certain time of year came out,
Right.
and I'm talking like 10, 15 years ago, there wasn't many pumpkin beers to choose from. And there still isn't.
There are more than there was.
You have to
10
go to the
years ago.
right stores to
Correct.
find them.
Correct.
If you just go to your general
Grocery
liquor store,
store,
grocery store,
yeah.
like it's a limited selection.
Yeah, you're gonna have like a couple big names, but that's about it.
However, this has always been available here.
Yes.
Florida brewed.
Shipyard's Florida brewed?
That's what it says right
What?
there.
I don't think that's. I think Shipyard's from like Maine.
Oh my gourd. It's our favorite time of year, Pumpkinhead season. Our Pumpkinhead Ale is clean, crisp, American wheat ale flavored with a unique blend of pumpkin spices.
Uh-huh.
It only comes alive once a year, so enjoy it while you can.
Where's Shipyard out of?
Brewed by Shipyard Brewing Company, LLC, Portland,
Maine.
Maine,
Right.
Rochester, New York,
Uh-huh.
or Orlando, Florida.
Oh, crap. Wow.
This is Florida brewed right there.
It does. In fact, it says on the other side, too. Shift that around. Florida brewed right there.
Florida brewed.
Oh,
Must be in Orlando, Florida.
all right.
Right up the old interstate.
Well, that was a good can. Love a good can.
Yeah.
Nice. So what about this particular beer screams pumpkin to you?
It's just the availability of it.
Oh, okay.
Again, like 10, 15 years ago, like the adolescence of my brewing intake.
Naivete.
This was always there. And when you saw this, it was like, hey, fall is here.
Fall
They've got
is upon
Shipyard
us.
Pumpkinhead.
Got it.
It's time to indulge.
It's time to pumpkin it up.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's surprising that we haven't done this one yet.
Yeah.
Because to me, again, like this is just kind of a quintessential pumpkin beer.
There's something on the nose of this. Every time I smell this, that like kind of like cinches up my nose a little bit. And I think it might be that baking spices. Like there's some clove in there.
I want to say
definitely
clove.
Nutmeg,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It's clove heavy. It's like,
Clove in a very herbal
yeah.
type of way.
Kind of like tea. Kind of like
Yeah, very like
very tea.
hot tea.
Yeah. Like an apple cider hot tea.
Yeah.
I love the nose on this because it always reminds me of fall. But like for whatever reason, it's not my go-to fall beer.
Same. I mean, like I remember like, very early on, I'm thinking like plus 15 years ago.
Sure.
When this would show up, I would get a 6-pack and enjoy that 6-pack. As just kind of an introduction. Hey, the fall season is here.
It's upon us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then probably not ever going back to it that year and
Right.
not having another one until the next fall.
And it's only 4.5, which is like when you think of pumpkin beers,
Yeah.
a lot of pumpkin beers love to push that like imperial aspect.
Right.
We don't have anything that's pushing that high, but a lot of them tend to do.
Yep. More of a session.
Which is interesting because I know that in 2 beers from now, we're going to get to the Sam Adams Jacko, and that's only 4.4.
True enough.
Yeah. All right. On the palate, here's always been my issue with Shipyard Pumpkinhead is it drinks more like a pumpkin reminiscent soda. Like it's not beery to me,
Interesting.
but I don't have that nostalgic aspect associated with it.
No, I totally agree with all that. It almost drinks like a pumpkin light beer
Yeah.
comparatively.
Sure. Exactly.
Because like I had this like literally last night
Uh-huh.
and didn't have that reaction to it. Had more of a like full flavored
Right.
reaction to it.
But to be fair, that's also coming off the Schlafly, which is like pumpkin.
yeah, I mean this is like relating to me though, like flavor wise, more with the Sam Adams Festbier.
Yeah. I would
Like,
say like,
not much flavor, except like what you do get is pumpkin spice.
and which is nice in that like it's easy going. Like this is an easy going beer. Again, kind of back to the fest beer. You could have a couple of these and you get the fall aspect, but it's just
Be no worse to wear.
Exactly. It's just easy going. Just ease into it. And maybe that's its place. You said like you kind of see it at the beginning of fall. Maybe that's it. Like ease into fall.
Right.
I totally see that. So what for you screams like it's not the fall season unless I do this?
As dumb as it is, it's probably like have a casserole. Like to me, like
Are you
it's
from
like,
Alabama?
It's casserole season. Is the fall like
Explain.
you don't really have casseroles, prior to the fall. Like the fall like introduces that aspect. Like it's definitely like a major core to like Thanksgiving meals,
Sure.
or any kind of a casserole dish, or just any kind of a like stew. It's usually just like culinary based.
Yeah.
Because we don't really feel it here.
Correct.
It's not a temperature based thing here.
Yeah.
And but that was always the thing back home of like, oh, it's chili season. It's
I
chicken stew.
Okay, I totally get that.
It's
yeah.
casseroles.
I totally
it's like
get
those
that.
hearty kind of like meals.
Yeah.
And like that's just kind of my trigger still at this point. So like a few nights ago, I told my wife, I was like, hey, we need to do like a little mini Thanksgiving. And we totally did. Like we got some turkey thighs. We made a broccoli casserole, a pineapple casserole, and some mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
And crushed it. It was freaking delicious. I just had some, like, that was my lunch, or no, that was my dinner last night. It was like leftovers. So good.
Pineapple casserole.
Broccoli casserole, turkey.
I never had a pineapple casserole until I met you.
Yeah.
And then we came over for Thanksgiving one year, had that pineapple casserole. And I'm like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's good shit.
like those ingredients do not actually make sense on paper, but when
Nope.
you put it together, it weirdly does, and it works.
Yeah. Lightning-y.
Lightning-y?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
That's a Ratatouille reference.
Lightning-y.
Lightning-y.
Okay.
He goes up and he's like,
Oh
roasting
yeah,
some
the mushrooms
and cheese. Gets that by lightning.
So
lightning-y.
For me, it's that first day or that first evening where I can like light a fire outside. That first time when it's like just cold enough where like you can sit by a fire, you can have a bourbon, maybe a good cigar, hang out by the fire and just sit
and enjoy it
and enjoy nature's TV.
Yeah.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong. Like to me, like it's not camping if I can't make a fire.
Indeed.
So like even in the summer, like if I have to go camping in the Florida summer, I still want to make a fire. Like I'm gonna be sweating all all through everything. I'm making a fire.
Right.
But like there's nothing like being able to make a fire and you're just slightly warmed. You're not toasty, but like
you can enjoy
the fire.
Appreciate the heat.
Exactly. And I love like that. To me is the quintessential. It is not fall until I can do that. Unfortunately, here in Florida, that generally doesn't happen until like maybe mid-November.
Yeah, you might get a lucky weekend.
Exactly. But usually around then, that's when I'm like, okay.
Look for it.
Yeah. That is when
check the radar.
Fall actually occurs to me.
Yeah.
And, you get that one good day, and then like the next day is 95.
Right.
Here in Florida anyway.
Yeah.
But man, I love that. There's nothing better to me than just opening up all the windows and like that cool air. It doesn't have to be crisp.
Yeah.
That cool air and just lighting a fire outside, hanging out, inviting some friends over and just being.
Yeah. There's nothing better than like lighting that fire outside, which is usually like my job.
Right.
I'll go tend the fire.
Sure.
But like we open the back door so that the smell and the essence of the fire fills the living room.
Yep.
And everybody can enjoy it, but like I'm out there actually with it, with the bugs and the fire.
Yeah, dude, I have
chilling in the
countless times. Like Carol and I will come home on a Friday evening, like maybe we went out to dinner or something. I'm like, I'm gonna light a fire. She's like, for who? Me.
Yeah,
that's who.
Right.
Me. I'm gonna light a fire for me. I'm gonna sit out there and be out there for a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I might not even go through a whole log, and that's okay.
It's like a Florida fireplace.
Exactly.
You can light it out there. Just let the aromas and everything. Like you can still enjoy it from the inside. I'm not looking for
warmth.
That's not what we need.
No, I just want the
essence.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
The essential oils
for sure. Essential oils. All right, you want to move on to our next beer?
Yeah. I'm really curious about the next one.
Okay.
Haven't had it.
You haven't had it. What is it?
It's the first one on the list that I haven't had. The Yuengling Oktoberfest.
Ooh.
This is the classic Marzen style.
Okay.
Out of Pottsville, PA.
Ooh.
Man.
That was a sound. Look at that color.
Yeah. No, I've seen this for the past couple of years and have been curious about it, but never intrigued enough to.
So, thinking of the color wise, it's very close to the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Indeed, yeah. It's right in that realm of that one and the pumpkin, the Schlafly.
On the nose, it smells pretty similar, too, to the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Really stir it up. Disturb it.
Oh, no. I just dripped beer all over me, Kyle.
Well, that's not
unfortunate.
Normal.
What are you doing? You're like finessing that glass.
Yeah, I'm really trying to stir it up.
Yeah,
release some aromas.
See that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's got a great nose. Very malty, even more malt forward than the Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Yeah, maybe. That's like right in the realm of it.
A little bit of like slight coffee notes too, like black coffee notes, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, and some sweet.
Definite malt forward.
Totally.
On the palate though, the bitter here is way more pronounced to me.
Yeah, this has way more of a sour.
Yeah, sour's good.
Tart note.
Yeah, it's not as malty as the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. It's a little like, dare I say, less refined. Like I think that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. Am I right that Yuengling hasn't been doing this for too long?
I don't think so. I think it's a relatively new thing for Yuengling. Maybe the last couple of years. I'm gonna go so far as to say like I haven't seen it for more than 5 years. Now I don't know. Maybe it's a release that they do there in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
But I don't feel like I've seen it for too long around these parts.
Little history with Yuengling.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Sure.
Personal history. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved Yuengling. Let's say 20 years ago. At the beginning of my beer journey.
Sure.
That was an important milestone. Really enjoyed it. Really loved the black and tan that they had.
Oh yeah, that was good. Do they still make that?
I think so.
Okay.
I still see
I haven't seen it in a while, but to be fair, I haven't really looked for it either.
Fair enough. And then at some point in time, like, you know, got more into like really dark beers and kind of left that whole amber scene for a while. But then saw this like whenever it came out a couple of years ago, and just kind of like the nostalgia of the name brand, and like thinking like, oh, I should try that. Yeah. I just haven't been with Yuengling in a really long time.
Here's the thing, like Yuengling, I think, and I might be mincing this a little bit, but Yuengling is actually one of the largest craft brewers, but there's something that keeps them from being, there's like some sort of like brewery technicality, and I can't remember off the top of my head of like what it is.
Right.
But I gotta be honest with you, I love some Yuengling. Like just regular Yuengling lager. I would rather, like, let's say, again, back to sports bars. Let's say we're going to go out, we're going to get some wings or something like that. I'd rather a pitcher of Yuengling than I would a pitcher of some blue canned beer.
Oh, yeah, all day, every day.
And so for me, like, that's where I am. And in terms of that realm of beer, Yuengling's great, man.
But I don't put it in the same category as those.
No, I put it in a better category.
Like, I put it in a better category, and that's the downfall of it.
I see.
If I'm thinking lager, now I'm getting into the realm of, like, you know, Sierra Nevada or
So what you said is it's a kind of an entry point beer towards craft,
so.
And I agree completely.
Yeah,
and I think that's also
leans into that blue can category,
right?
But like when there's also stuff of like Fat Tire,
exactly.
Some of those other
I would say it leans
dark lagers
out of that category because it pushes the person who's like, I'll try a Yuengling towards other things,
right?
And I love it for that.
Yeah,
and this is great. Like, is this the best Oktoberfest? I don't think so, but this is great. It gives you all those roasty, malty notes. It's still a little thin for me in terms of like calling it an Oktoberfest,
right?
But it's delightful.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's got the nose for it.
It definitely does. The nose is fantastic. All right, and our final beer, Kyle.
The Sam Adams Jacko.
Yeah. It's got a great name.
Jacko Lantern. Leave off the lantern. We're just going to call it the Jacko.
Authority. Ooh.
Skadoosh.
I saw that.
Jacko's cinnamon and nutmeg aromas recall memories of freshly baked pumpkin pie. It has the ideal balance of seasonal spices with a crisp, refreshing finish.
Ooh.
This pumpkin ale pairs perfectly with the transition of summer into cooler days and nights.
Sultry. In terms of color, I would kind of put this right in between like the Sam Adams Oktoberfest and the Sam Adams Festbier.
I would almost put it like right in the middle of everything.
Yep.
Everything that we've had.
Not dark, not
doesn't
light.
Go dark, doesn't go light. Just happy right there in that khaki medium.
Khaki. So you're like, what happened? What do you mean? I'm looking for my khakis. What do you mean you're looking for khakis? I don't know where my khakis are. Down by the river. Because you're from Boston. I'm looking for khakis. Okay, I'll stop.
No, you could nail it. Keep going.
Thank you. What you got on the nose? What you got on the nose?
Man, there's like a fantastic nose there.
Ooh.
That's like a campfire, like marshmallow. Like
I was gonna say marshmallow.
Happening.
Get out of my head. Stop it. Marshmallow, but like pumpkin spice marshmallow.
like a toasted pumpkin spice marshmallow.
But there's just a whiff of medicine, like just a hint. I gotta be honest, I'm slightly off put by that.
It's a Fruit Loop note.
Okay,
get a little fruity pebble, maybe.
That's funny and totally right. Fruit Loop note.
It literally is.
Now that you say Fruit Loops, I can't stop smelling Fruit Loops.
It is Fruit Loop forward.
Fruit Loopy AF.
Man, like surprisingly, like now it's like going like orange Fruit Loop and like yellow Fruit Loop, not lemon, yellow.
I know what you mean.
It's so strange.
Because that yellow Fruit Loop, you don't know what flavor that it really is.
Smack you in the face.
Okay, but there is this really kind of cool pumpkin spice note.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of the spices, but there is certainly a soda.
Correct. And I'm,
Sprite.
I'm gonna say the same thing about the Shipyard. Like it's just slightly soda-esque.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah, it's very similar to that.
Yeah, really super similar. In fact, like I almost want to like Did you guys at the Sam Adams board like, okay, so Shipyard has
Copy that.
Yeah, they're just right up the road there in Portland, Maine.
But like theirs is like, I think you were right. That one was more cola dark.
The Shipyard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shipyard. Whereas like the Jacko is more Sprite and some of those
Bright,
like,
yeah.
7-Up lemony lime sodas.
Oh, dude. And on the palate, it's 100%. Like, it tastes like a Sprite.
Wow, that is
tastes like a
weird as
Sierra
hell.
Mist.
Yeah, it does.
Like a Sprite or Sierra Mist. What?
Ew. Like a flat Sprite Sierra Mist.
Like, oh, did we like will that into being?
Well, it's like, is it because that was the last one? We've had it sitting there.
Maybe
Not
it's a
cold.
little warm, sure. You know what it tastes like? Do you ever have those candies that were like they were wax and you bit off like they were like Coca-Cola bottle candies?
Totally.
And you bit off the wax and you drank the crap inside. That's what that tastes like.
No, I was thinking like, you remember the bottle caps?
Oh, the fizzy, yeah, that same thing, same
Yeah.
like exact
It's
same.
that fake soda
Exactly.
flavor.
That's 100% what it is. It's not even like pumpkin.
I know.
It's like fake.
It's just flat
It's
soda.
like it's like COLA, big black letters on a white can. Like,
but you opened
generic-
it 30 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Man. What's so interesting though is like I can drink that on its own and be okay with it
I can tell you,
and not hate it.
in the
But, like,
times that I've had it, I'm always disappointed by Jacko. Like, I'm never like, wow, that is delicious. I'm always like, wow, that is acceptable. I'm
but
never.
that's what I'm saying. Like on its own, like with a meal, with some food and stuff like that, I can drink that and not be like, ew, that's undrinkable.
It's not bad. It's just
It's pretty bad. It's
Okay.
flat soda. It's like it's a can of Coke that you've had there open for 2 hours,
Right.
And sitting in the car,
sure.
and you're just like, you gonna finish that? No, I'm gonna pour this out.
Well, it's like that. Yeah, that Coke that's been like it's diluted with water, and like it's
Yeah.
been sitting in there for a hot minute.
But like you're dying of thirst.
You're just like,
It's
I
don't
need,
care.
I
just need to drink it.
something.
All right.
What is your favorite fall memory? You got a fall memory?
Fall is kind of in terms of like nostalgia and memory and stuff like that. Like it's wrapped around fall festivals
Right.
of like, you know, that kind of almost carnival like games and stuff like that at like elementary, middle school stuff and high school football games.
Yeah. I totally like, dude. I'm right there.
There was always a big one that was I forget what they called it. The fall festival combined with a nighttime parade,
Right.
That was downtown, you know, where it was called the street party. in downtown Tuscumbia.
Ooh.
We used to have a fall festival, and it was the street party.
Yeah.
And it would go
Everybody got their banjos.
closed off a block of the downtown area in between like the popular streets. For that whole block, like people bring out their lawn chairs and stuff and set up, and you'd watch some performance of stuff. But they'd have like at the very end of the block, they'd have a bounce house and some like carnival games and stuff
cool.
set up with like
Just like big
snow
fall fest.
cones and funnel cakes and stuff. And it was just like a big huge fall thing. And like I remember that, and like I remember like running around with like friends and stuff, and like, you know, doing the whole like every 30 minutes like checking in with the parents, like, y'all cool, we're cool too, we're gonna go do some more shit. Of that being like such a fun thing of like nighttime fall cool weather, running around, like live music playing, and just like getting into
that's
trouble.
So good. That's good.
Yeah, like
getting
just
into
like
trouble.
Yeah, just fun.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, like a memory that sticks out, like a fall specific memory. One year, I was probably maybe 8-10 years old, something like that. My grandmother used to make my costumes, and it was like something she loved to do. She loved making costumes, and for her, it was always kind of a challenge. So one year, I was like, Nana, I want to be a scarecrow. And like I could see like the light in her eyes just like drain of like, how am I going to pull this off? Yeah, exactly. Like that, like,
Slow exhale.
yeah, okay, we can make this happen. So like I remember that like she worked for weeks to make like figure out how can I make him a scarecrow. and she totally did it. She pulled it off. Like, I don't know exactly how. Like she figured out like a way to make like straw come out from beneath a shirt, and it was, I don't know, it was just cool. It was cool for like the 10-year-old me or 8-year-old me, however old I was.
Right.
And like there used to be a huge like Halloween fall fest at Cypress Gardens when Cypress Gardens was a thing. That's a local theme park. It's pretty well known. It was taken over by Legoland a couple of years ago.
Legoland now.
Yeah, maybe 10 years ago. But there's a huge fall fest there, and we used to go every year. And so when I was a kid, she made that costume for me, and like I just remember it being so damn itchy because like she basically like taped straw to my body,
right?
And like just hating it,
like actual like organic,
like
straw?
legit straw. Like she went and bought like half a hay bale or something, and like at a craft store, and just like it was so terrible.
Right.
But I remember even at that age going like, wow, she put a lot of work into this,
right?
And I gotta make it work AF, and I'm gonna still do it.
Right.
Like I'm gonna wear the thing as long as my 8-year-old, 10-year-old mind can handle.
Right.
And I remember doing it, and like I don't know, for whatever reason, like in my mind, that costume sticks out above all else.
Right.
And like that is a fall memory that I'll never forget.
Super cool.
Yeah.
I can definitely, like, when our kids were little, we did the SeaWorld thing a lot.
Right.
And that, like, as corny as it was, as silly as it was, like, that was like our big event that we would do when they were little. And it was like start out the costume as this, but then as it evolves, it devolves into why care? And it's just whatever.
All right, real quick.
Yep.
I want to do some experimenting.
Okay.
For science.
Yep.
Okay, let me say that again. For science. Indulge me. I want to mix them all together.
Okay.
You don't want to do that?
I think it'll be okay.
You think
honestly,
so?
If I think like the spectrum that we've got, once they're all put together, I think it'll probably make something okay. Damn, there's a lot of that one left.
Why'd you put that? I'm not pouring everything. I'm just pouring a little splash.
Oh, shit. My bad. I thought we were just like dumping them all in there and seeing what we
there's
got.
a lot of beer left in some of these.
We just got to squeeze some of that Oktoberfest in there. That's a good color.
All right, look at that.
Look at that.
For science, Kyle.
That's a heavy glass.
On the nose?
About what I would expect. It's like somewhere in the middle.
It's like pumpkin beers mixed with Festbiers.
Yeah, but the color's gorgeous.
The color is spot on. Look at that, you guys.
Totally.
Bunk. On the nose, a little bit of pumpkin, a little bit spicy, a little bit festy, a little bit octo-y. All right, I'm going in.
That's the best beer on the board. That's delicious.
That's not bad at all.
That's fantastic.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. It's like got all the elements of an Oktoberfest with just a touch of pumpkin.
You know what I kind of want, though? I want a little more of that Punkaccino in there. I want a little bit of coffee. I'm going to dump just a smidge.
That's a big smidge. Look at the color difference.
Yeah. You just got like super dark.
Yours just went like 3 shades darker.
That is alchemy right there. That's actually not half bad. Wow.
I think it's greater than the sum of its parts.
I think that is a testament to fall beers as a whole. Just mix them all together.
Yeah.
Why not? What you got to lose?
Well, and like seeing how far you can go.
Right.
With that and the kind of more or less the kind of aggregate average of the rest of them.
Correct.
You throw a little bit extra of that in there.
Delicious.
It's going to find you a sweet spot.
We got anything else, Kyle?
That's everything.
I think so. That is fall in a nutshell.
Yeah. Once the pumpkin spice hits the store, unfortunately, here in Florida, that is the
start of fall?
Official start of fall.
Yeah. Because honestly, if you go to the hardware store right now, you're going to find some Christmas shit.
No joke. Went to Lowe's yesterday.
Christmas shit everywhere.
Far more Christmas stuff than there was Halloween.
Correct.
And it was like, ew.
I'm not ready for this.
Not at all.
No.
Too early.
Well, we want to know what you think about the autumnal season as well as fall beers.
Yeah. What'd you think about what's your favorite fall beer? Did we miss it today? Because we left out the Night Owl, and that's a favorite of mine for sure. I don't know if it beats out that Punkaccino.
Yeah.
But it's really solid.
What local brewery for you has the best fall beer?
Yeah. Schlafly coming out of St. Louis. Solid.
Yeah.
But, hey, we also left out the Singing River Oktoberfest this year.
Correct.
And that's always been a solid favorite.
It has been. And what, like, legit local brewery, like the one down the street? Is there something we should do that we don't know about?
Yeah, because we'll go hit that shit up.
Or you can send us a couple bottles.
Yeah, we'll drink that shit up.
Correct. Well, you can get in touch with us through email. That's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
It's always one word, Drep and Stone. DREP and Stone. Come find us, like a thing, share a thing, comment on a thing. We'd appreciate all your things.
You can also support the podcast through our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/drepandstone. There's a lot of awesome things going on there.
Yeah. Fresh cracks, pours with Drep or Stone.
Ooh.
Sometimes and Stone.
Ooh.
Some thoughts. Yeah. Because I know you saw that pumpkin spice latte thought.
Yeah,
that was some good thoughts.
That was really good. You saw that Punkaccino Drep or Stone pour. That was really good too.
Indeed.
And also episode notes, some behind the scenes that you've never seen unless you were part of Patreon.
Yep.
You can also support the podcast by telling someone about Drep and Stone. Anyone, hey, it's the fall. Have you listened to an episode of Drep or Stone yet?
Time to turn over a new leaf.
Oh, that was good. How long have you been waiting on that one?
30 seconds.
Good enough. You can also support the podcast by rating Drep or Stone wherever it is you find great podcasts like this one.
Absolutely. Like, give us all those thumbs, all those stars. We'd really appreciate it. It helps a lot.
A lot. On that note, hey, buddy.
Hey, bud.
May your fall beer glass overflow.
And your fall ass never show. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Yeah.
Back-to-back episodes.
You got to hit record on that thing too, Kyle.
Hurricane's coming.
Yeah. Kyle.
You're all cut up.
Kyle, it's Wednesday outside. And
indeed.
it's Wednesday inside.
Sort of. Sorry, I just got back from Alabama. We did.
Ooh.
I'm going to let you
Look
operate.
at this thing.
That
Like,
son of a bitch.
For me, fall conjures this kind of like fall aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like just fall. You know what I mean? Like
You
it's
just fall over.
It's fucking fall. You just fall over,
Yeah.
and you fall like leaves are falling, and like I'll wink at you if you want me to, bud.
You think these things out far more than I do.
I know. Too much?
You know, I was born in Dusseldorf, and that is why they call me Rolf.
Sorry, that was too much. I apologize.
What are you playing with those bottle caps down there?
They funny on my feet. Oop, drip some. I don't think the integrity of those bubbles are good enough.
That was an awkward clank.
Full glass clink.
Yeah, that's I just nothing happy happening in there.
Not bad.